This video is really long, so I'm going to try and keep this intro really short and sweet. We just saw the introduction, or the unveiling rather, of Final Fantasy XIV Online 6.0. The expansion is titled ENDWALKER. It looks nuts. It's looking to completely end the story arc that began with A Realm Reborn 10 years ago, and it's just bananas. Let's jump into it. Music sounds cool. What is this? I think it's us. Yep. It's the Hero of Light. Or the Warrior of Darkness, depending on how you look at it. I'm so excited. Is he on the moon? Is he on the fucking moon?
To fray, its lands rent by tooth and claw.
Yep. There's my girl. Alice. Doing her thing. Man, that thing doesn't screw around, huh? I got you, girl. What is going on here?
Alize!
Oh.
Are you alright? I can look after myself.
Apparently he's a badass now.
And I've had enough of this racket. Come on!
I think that's the X-Arc. Pretty sure this is the X-Arc. Oh, Jesus.
Past the far edge of fate, bring blades dark and light.
Him again.
Toning the coming of the end.
Wow. Sporting the pally. On the moon. Paladin on the moon. ENDWALKER. Well then. I'm fucking here for it. Looks nuts. There's a spaceship. There's the moon. Konnichiwa. I don't know what he's saying.
Today I will be Yoshi P's English voice.
Show me all of the things. Red Shirt seems so happy. He's just so happy to, like, be there. Translating.
You just saw our first teaser trailer in
6.0 coming out in the fall. Apparently he's all about Pally. Paladin. Red Shirt's like, what do I get to say next? I'm so excited. I didn't see new jobs in the trailer, did I? I mean, they shouldn't both be healers. Please don't both be healers. Melee DPS, okay. So not chemist. Sumo wrestlers. Give me a break. So Alfino's job was a healer? So it looked like he had these weird, like, angel wing.
Rather than explaining it, we'd first like to show you a video of that healer job in action. Here we go.
It looked like angel wing, like, projectiles he was shooting out. Interesting. So he's just got like these crazy blades that do things. That's what they look like. Ooh, sets up shields for your tank. That seems cool. Sage. Alright, alright. So we've got a sage.
So
And
the
it looks
first
like-
new job for Endwalker is Sage, sporting a unique ether-imbued weapon.
ちょっとね CG でもご紹介してアートと CG でご紹介
Looks
して
like he's got
We
these
have
swords
some
slash
CG and some art that
needles
we'd like to show you.
he summons.
まあかっこいいですね
Just like controls them and sends them at people. They can do
So,
they can
as you
strike
see, the
enemies,
weapon,
but it looks like they can
that
also like
the main arm that the
launch
people
magical
using
blasts.
is-
Yes, tell me. I must know. Crazy mechanical angel wings
So as
that
we
shoot
mentioned
shit.
before, the role is going to be a healer.
白魔導士学者
It looks darn cool for a healer, I gotta say. New lifts. New life? It's like this cool mix of like technological and magical. So you just need to get to level 70 with anything. And you can skip to the sage. Right, so it's more shielding your tank rather than healing it. They look so cool, right? Like, you can imagine the glamours and the dying system put to good use. The weapon just looks really cool, right? I almost feel like this will probably be the most DPS of all healers. It's a bummer that they're not telling us what the other class is yet. Like, you can't leave us waiting months.
All of this and anything else?
They're trying to make a joke
Something
here.
else?
いやノーコメント
No comment.
So awkward.
Okay. Okay.
さあさあさあさあまあ
He took off his shirt.
新しい職のね賢者
He's got another one on. Neighborhood. I'll be here if you need me. The filth and the fury.
次のですねデジタルファンフェスティバルの方でお届けしていこうかなと思っておりま
Is
す
it the necklace? Is he wearing a necklace?
すごいザワザワしてるんですよね
There's some sort of hint
we'd like
here.
you to please look forward to this new Sage job. Concerning the second job that we have planned for release in Endwalker, we will be revealing that in May at the Digital Fan Festival.
ダークナイトって書いてあってもういるじ
I
ゃん
don't want to wait. Is it the end of the story arc?
The
complete end of the story arc?
この6.0行月のフィナーレで完結を迎えます
So final end and finale, these are all keywords that allude to the ending of this 10-year saga of Hydaelyn and Zodiark.
Damn. A cold blue
So
sky.
then we move on to our first large expansion, Heaven's Word.
I love how they
That
they do this all the time. They try to
sky
tell you how you should feel about certain tone choices they make.
And then finally, our most recent expansion,
The
that
Black
was
of Night.
praised around the world by fans.
命をめぐる物語というのがちょうど
A new dawn.
With Endwalker, we come full circle in the tale of life and Hydaelyn.
So I feel like
さて
Final Fantasy XIV
これ
will
まで
go
の
on,
拡張パッケージちょっと注意していただきた
but
いん
this
です
story
け
arc's
ど
gonna end. And 7.0 will be a completely new story arc, possibly even with completely new characters. No patches after 6.0. They've got to have something crazy planned then. So they're starting a fresh new story and patches? I'm so
I want
concerned.
to assure everyone that I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving the project. I look at Final Fantasy XIV as my life work, or at least until the president tells me to stop. But for me, yes, 6.0 will be ending the story, but from 6.1 on, we have an even greater story. And I personally feel that I'm probably going to end up being with Final Fantasy XIV for my whole life.
はい時々ね
Good to hear. We need you.
全力で皆さんにお届けして
I must know what he's saying. Come on, red shirt.
いただきたいです
So again, please do not worry. We're working very hard on the 6.0 story, and we believe it's something very exciting, and hope you look forward to it. And we're working on stuff after that as well.
Even
Looking
greater
at
adventures
the actual,
await the
content of the
Warrior
story.
of Light.
第一世界皆さん
What were the final days that brought the mighty ancients to their knees? To uncover myriad secrets of Hydaelyn Zodiark and deeper mysteries still, the Warrior of Light embarks on a journey to the moon. The long-awaited conclusion to the tale of gods light and dark. Love it.
So why? What have brought
Curiosa
about the final days?
and Curiosa. Burning questions remain. What brought about the final days? What became of Hydaelyn and
What
Zodiark?
became of Hydaelyn and Zodiark, and
What will be the Garlean Empire's fate?
そしてガレバ
What
ール
is
帝国という
Zenos and
元々ね非常に
Fandaniel's
強い軍事
aim?
力でエオルゼアを支配してい
What
た
is to be found on the
ガレバール帝国
moon?
はどうなる
How are we getting to the
Air on the
moon?
moon to breathe?
Moon
What is
ship.
on the moon? What type of
Give me my
monster?
moon ship.
はい
Show me the moon ship. Alfino's a badass now,
So
trying to
first
keep
up,
up
we
with his
have
sister.
Alphino and Hal.
Interesting.
そして続いてはですね
Talk about a sociopath.
彼の望みはもうとにか
Good
く
lord.
総決算になる予定なので
I'd like to see the map though. I'd like to see some of the locations. I'm assuming the moon doesn't just look like the moon, right? It's gotta be diverse. Okay, so it is going to 90.
We're increasing the level cap.
I honestly feel like with it being the end of the story arc, they should have just did 99. They should have just did 99. It looks pretty crazy for the moon. Maybe the moon's just one location. Razadhan, a new city. It's pretty crazy. It's built around
Take a
deltas.
closer look. There's a
Looks
screenshot of
very
maybe
interesting.
the main entrance gate.
Very colorful. Probably because it's on the moon. I bet you the moon is empty. There's a whole world inside it. That's my guess. I'm sticking to it. What is this? Yo. We're going to Garlemald? We're going to Garlemald. Garlemald is destroyed. What happened to Garlemald? Yeah, something catastrophic is going to happen. Either in 5.5 or at the very beginning of 6.0. Jeez. I don't know, red shirt. We need to find out though. Yeah, we've been waiting to go to Garlemald forever. It's the capital city of the big bads. Yeah, but what tribes? Show me the tribes. Elephant people. Good lord. Can I get one as a mount? Oh, probably not. I don't think they'd take to that very kindly. Wait, what creatures were there in Final Fantasy IV? Because you went to the moon in Final Fantasy IV. Oh god, that looks terrifying. Anima's a beast. Good lord. Challenging new dungeons, of course there will be. Yeah, this is pre-production art. It's got 2 heads, but none of them are actually on its shoulders. Oh wait, they are on its shoulders. This place looks wild. This looks wild. Interesting. Looks like some kind of a garage or a factory. New high-end raid. Give me the raid. Give it to me, chat. We're going deep. We're going deep. This is gonna be like the Asian raid. This isn't just an end game raid, okay? This is an end saga raid. This is gonna be bananas. Pandemonium. Let's do it. Let's go. So is the raid story separate from the 6.0 story? New small-scale PvP mode. What is this, chat?
Currently, our plan here is to create new PvP content that
What is
feels,
this?
more casual and more immersive by removing role restrictions.
So it's a new small-scale PvP mode with no role restrictions. You can go in with all DPS, or all tank. Look at that spaceship, man. I want it. I want a spaceship. Side quests, role quests, crafter, and gatherer quests. I mean, it's kind of expected, right? So they're separating the ranged physical into their own role now. So, you know, the bards, the dancers, the gunners. So a lot of the crafting and gathering stuff has to do with the large town. So it's gotta be like some secret inside the moon civilization. It's gotta be. Who's joining us? Oh, Stinian! My boy! Stinian can come with us on dungeons. I'm so in. I don't even need to play with people anymore. Just give me a Stinian. So is a Stinian becoming a scion then? He might be. Am I gonna get to finally bring one of them around as a companion instead of my chocobo? Of course you're updating the gold saucer. It's like obligatory at this point. Blitzball. Everybody wants Blitzball. Are we getting Blitzball?
enough to tell you, but we do have details coming in the future, so please look forward to it.
So we were trying to make Blitzball happen, but we don't have it quite nailed yet, so we can't announce it and then have to cut it at the last minute if it doesn't work out. That's basically what they're saying. Interesting. What is this? Farm? Is this Animal Crossing? Final Fantasy? Island Sanctuary. They're doing Animal Crossing. It's Final Fantasy Online Animal Crossing. It's Animal Crossing. Just say it's Animal Crossing.
For example, you might be raising animals.
It's Final Fantasy Animal Crossing. New residential district, Ishgard. Nice. I just want a house on the moon. Can I just have a house on the moon? How big of an adjustment is it? Downscaling values. Basically, the numbers are getting too big. So basically, everyone's damage is going to get cut in half. Everyone's health is going to get cut in half. Enemies and characters. That's what I'm getting out of this. It's still going to take the same amount of hits to kill the same enemies. The difference is, instead of it saying, you know, 700,053 damage, it'll say 73 damage. That's an over-exaggeration, but scale it all down, drop a couple zeros off the end of everything. We're fine. Enemy HP is becoming monstrously high for bosses in patch 5.5. 440 million. So ridiculous. You literally just knock like 3 or 4 zeros off of everything and you're good. So I guess they're using a much more complicated algorithm to determine all of this rather than just dropping zeros off the end. Come on, red shirt. You need some translation. If you're going through for the first time, 50 to 80 is gonna feel like you're not making any progress at all. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like maybe they should have found a nice middle ground. Yeah, players aren't getting weaker. It does mean, as you're going through the leveling experience, 50 through 80 is going to feel like a slog. It's going to feel like those levels aren't contributing very much to your character. It's also going to feel like the level 50 through 80 enemies aren't growing in challenge very much. It's going to feel very much like it's just stuck in mud for 50 through 80 and then back to normal 80 plus. That's a little weird, but I don't know, we'll see how it happens. We'll see how it works in practice before we judge it, right? Yeah, because level 80 is only going to feel like 5 levels higher than level 50. Level 81, going from 80 to 81 is going to feel like going from 70 to 80 basically, which is crazy. We're going to the moon on a fucking spaceship. Zemus is back. Shit's getting crazy. It's the end of the world, and they're ending the entire story arc with 6.0. When 6.1, the 6.1 patch comes out, it's going to be the beginning of a brand new storyline, probably completely new characters. The Zodiark Hydaelyn storyline with the Asians and the Primals is all completely wrapped up and done with at the end of the 6.0 expansion. It's going to be an epic finale. They said the game will not end. Your character will go on, and you will start a brand new story arc with 6.1. Which is crazy. 2 new classes. One of them they won't announce yet. It's a melee DPS class. People think it's some kind of a weird version of Necromancer that's melee for some reason, based on his shirt. The other one that is confirmed is a new healer class focusing on barriers and shielding. It's going to be Sage, and you basically have these shrapnel wing looking things that can attack enemies. You can sort of control them, and they hover in the air, and they can stab enemies, and they can shoot shit. But they're also using a lot of barrier magic, and with the inclusion of that class, they're creating, they're having more of a separation between traditional healers and barrier healers, and they're retooling Astrologian to be more of a barrier healer and less of a strict healer. Removing belts. Oh, they're just getting rid of the belts as an equipable piece. Because you can't glamour them, you don't see them. So they're keeping rings.
So we need to explain
Getting rid
what's
of
gonna
belts.
happen, with this removal of belts.
Gotcha. Belts will no longer be equipable starting with patch 6.0. Goodbye belts. They're meaningless anyway. Like, you can't glamour them. Calamity salvagers? Get your materia off your belts. You don't need to unequip the belts. You won't lose them, but you will lose materia that's attached to them. So grab your materia. Reallocated the belt slots. 15 slots be added to primary weapons. 15 to rings. I guess that makes sense. Those tend to be the areas where you have the most gear. The remaining 5 slots will be held in reserve. What does that even mean? Okay, so basically we don't get them. And maybe someday we'll get them back if they realize they goofed on something and they need more slots. Alright, data center travel. You can move between servers? Well, that's cool. At least you get the opportunity to, even if it's in a limited capacity, play with your friends that are on other servers that you hadn't been able to play with before without moving to a new server permanently. New companions? I want new companions. It's the man! Hey, PS5, let's go! Tell me why I want it. The beta for the PS5 version begins in April. I mean, I'm already playing PS4 version on PS5 backwards compatible. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. It's the same day as the patch. Wait, they're not supposed to know. So 5.5 comes out April 13th. And the PS5 upgrade starts in beta that same day. Oh, this guy. Bless his soul. Even more beautiful Elysium. Higher resolution interface. Lightning fast load times. Ah, that's beautiful. Thank you, Lord. Stunning 4K. But where's my next-gen texture pack? Give me them next-gen textures! Give me the frames, give me the Ks, give me the loads. I want ray traced lighting. If we're not getting completely new assets, at least give me ray traced lighting. That'll look amazing. We're going to the moon. We're riding spaceships.
I think you're lying.
Alfino's got technological wings infused with magic that he uses to put barriers around people, and you get to play as that class. The moon! I bet it's hollowed out and there's an ancient civilization inside. Putting my bet in now. What is going on? Just a bunch of awkward people on stage, talking awkwardly to each other. This is over. I gotta go play. Thank you for giving me money. I'm trying to throw it at my screen. Just take it. Translation. Square Enix's cash cow will continue to generate cash by being the best damn cow it can be. Now the Chocobo music is playing on the way out. The Final Fantasy Festival, May 15th and 16th. So between now and then, they're basically going to focus on, 5.5, they're going to focus on the PS5 beta. Both come out on April 13th. By the time May 15th comes around, they'll have a good idea of how the PS5 version is. They can take it out of beta, and they can put it all on 6.0 at that point. ENDWALKER. Stream everything. I'll probably stream some of it. I don't know if I'll be able to stream all of it. If it's 24 hours a day, 2 days straight. Or even if it's like, you know, a normal, like, I don't know, 12 hours a day or something. It's a lot. I might stream all of it. I don't know. We'll see. A lunar whale mount? What? A lunar whale mount. Hey, come pay money to go to our free digital fan festival, and you'll get a lunar whale mount. Show me the lunar whale. The Yoshitaka Amano lunar whale. Minding my own business. Oh my god. It's huge. I must ride it. I must ride the whale. Good lord. It's got multiple seats. Oh, you can fit an entire raid party on that thing. I'm sorry. Oh god. Fly me to the moon. What? Minions of Final Fantasy IV characters? And the stream just keeps going. It just don't stop. Story seems like it's gonna be bonkers. That new class looks like the coolest healer class I've ever seen in my life. It reminds me of almost like Xenosaga. Jeez. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. We are pushing hard for that 1,000 subscriber mark, so please consider subscribing. Hit that button. There's a circle in the middle over there. Hit that. Subscribe. Tell all your friends to do it. Thank you. Also, give this video a like so more people can see it. If you'd like more PlayStation and console game coverage, we've got that down below. And if you'd like more Magic the Gathering coverage, there's more of that somewhere off over that way. Do all the things.